So one of the things that I've noted about a number of South African parents in this day and age is that they are taking up quite a number of financial planning tools in preparation for their children's futures. What kind of financial planning tools are they actually utilizing? They're taking out things such as investments, they're taking out things such as life policies, all in the name of trying to prepare for their children's futures. And this is quite commendable because they're not only thinking about a future that has them present, but they are preparing for a future for their children in case something happens to them. Which is why I say it's quite commendable, because they want to make sure that those children, even though they are no longer there, they are fully taken care of and they have the finances to be taken care of by anybody who's going to be looking after them. But even though they do this and they take out these kinds of financial planning tools, there's one particular mistake that a number of parents actually make, which could put this, whatever financial plan they've put in place, at jeopardy. What are these mistakes, or this particular mistake that parents make? I want you to watch this video and pay careful attention of the kind of mistake that a number of parents make, and I want you to take note how this mistake can actually affect your children's future. And also I want you to take note of some of the recommendations that you can take up in order to avoid making this kind of mistake. My name is Yolanda Mnyengeza and I'm an attorney and a director at Mnyengeza Attorneys, and I hope this video for today is going to be useful to you. We do apologize for doing this video standing up, but we do not have the time or the luxury of sitting down. So we hope this video is going to be useful. Let's see you after the video. So last week I had a consultation. Someone wanted me to draft a will for them. So they came in at the office so that we could do that. So the interesting part about this particular consultation is that she had prepared a set of questions, that she wanted me to answer, which was very interesting. It's not something I always see. So there was one particular question that she asked, and I thought I should bring it here. And the question was, what is the mistake that a lot of parents tend to make when they are planning for their children in case of them passing away? What is that mistake? Interesting question, isn't it? So literally my answer to her is that the biggest mistake that I see a lot of parents make is actually naming their minor children as the beneficiary of their life policies. To me, this is the biggest mistake you can make as a parent. Why is that? The reason why I say it's a mistake is because if you, for instance, pass away and that child is still a minor, here's what's going to happen. And this is something that I often reiterate to a lot of people. Number one, that amount of money is going to be paid out to the guardian of the minor. Who's a guardian here? Now, a guardian of a minor, normally when you pass away, is going to be anybody that is willing to take care of the child. And normally that's the immediate family. If it's not the immediate family, the other parent will come and say they will take care of the child. And they normally have preference. So if that person is actually the guardian of the minor, it can happen in some instances that the money is paid out directly to them in full. Do you think that the person that's going to be looking after your child is not going to squander that amount of money? So literally the second thing that could happen to this amount of money is that it could end up being paid into the Guardian's Fund. What is a Guardian's Fund? Now this is a government's fund that's prepared for situations like this, where you, for instance, have left something and you've left it to a minor child, and unfortunately there isn't any instructions as to how this money needs to be paid out. And so because of the age of the child, this money will be kept in the Guardian's Fund, and the child will then be able to claim it when they attain their majority age. Literally, the third thing that could happen is that this amount of money could be paid out to a trust fund. Why would it be paid out to a trust fund? Some of the companies which you literally have life policies with, there's certain terms and conditions that are inserted in the agreements. And part of those terms and conditions is that if you, for instance, have taken out a life policy and you have named a minor as a beneficiary and you die when the child is a minor, that amount of money or the policy must be paid out to a particular trust fund. If it's not a particular trust fund, they will say go and find your own trust fund, but it must be paid out to a trust fund. And it means that the child will only have full access to the funds when they're 18. During the minor stage, they can only apply to get certain funds from the particular trust fund. However, they don't have control of the particular money. So what do I think you should do? Instead of naming your child as the beneficiary of your life policy, particularly your minor child, this is what I recommend you do. Instead of nominating your child as the beneficiary of your life policy, nominate your estate as the beneficiary of your life policy. Now that you've actually nominated the estate as the beneficiary, here's another thing that I want you to do. Make sure that you draft a will. And in this particular will, I want you to pay close attention to two particular aspects. Although the others are important, but I want you to pay attention to these two. Number one, I want you to nominate a guardian for your child or your children. Remember, if you don't nominate anybody, the court is going to make a decision that they think is best under the circumstances. They're going to nominate anyone that they think is going to be best suited to look after the children. And that person might not be the best suited according to you. And so if you have this written down, it's going to have an influence as to what the decision will be. So if you've got someone in mind, make sure you write them down as your guardian or choose them as your guardian, and also have an alternative person who's going to be the guardian of your children or your child. The second thing that I want you to do in this particular will is to actually establish a trust. Now, in this particular trust, I want you to look at two things. Number one, what are the monthly payments going to look like? And number two, what should happen to the capital amount of money when these children get to the age of 18? The reason why I want you to pay close attention to these two things is because you want the guardian to have sufficient amount of money to be able to take care of those children, because it's not very nice to actually nominate someone to be a guardian and they don't have the funds to take care of those children. And number two, I want you to determine how much those children should get when they get to 18, or whether or not they should get their capital amount of money that's remaining so that they can live their lives and do what it is that they think is best in their interest. Literally, the reason why I want you to formulate things this way is because you ensure that the amount of money that you're leaving behind is not going to be squandered, and it's going to sufficiently take care of those children. In case you're someone in this particular situation and you'd like someone to help you draft your will and actually set up things so that your children are sufficiently protected and provided for when you're no longer there, do not hesitate to contact us, and we will help guide you through the process and help you draft your will. Just make sure you contact us either via our email or our telephone line, and we will set up an appointment with you to help guide you and draft that will for you. Welcome back, everybody. So I hope that particular video that we just played for you is going to be useful to you, and that if you have made this mistake, you're going to take action to rectify it. In case you need any further assistance pertaining to this particular recommendation, you're welcome to contact us on our contact details below, or even send us an email and we would gladly assist you. But don't forget, subscribe to our channel, like and share this video to anyone that you think could make use of it. Let's see you next time when we have something to discuss that's within the legal sector. My name is Yolanda Mnyengeza, and I'm an attorney and a director at Mnyengeza Attorneys. We'll see you next time.